welcome to another episode of Comic Book Reviews. Kevin Given back with you once again, and today we're going to do my review of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Welcome to Comics and Pop Culture Let's Talk. I'm your host, Kevin Given. I want to remind you to check out my franchises. I've got two going right now. It's Carl Vincent, Vampire Hunter. The latest trade paperback is Dracula Rising. Also, Adolescent Radioactive Samurai Platypi. Links to those are in the comments section below. Plus, there's links for other goodies like t-shirts, posters, and all that kind of stuff in the links below. There's a link to the Facebook pages as well. Go ahead and check those out if you like what you see. Give those Facebook pages a like. And if you love comics as much as I do, you're going to subscribe to my channel. Then ring the little bell to stay informed every time I post a brand new video of a topic or a review show. Again, subscribe to my channel, click on the little bell, follow the links in the comments section below. Now let's do my review of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. And there are major spoilers too. I cannot give this film a solid review without spoilers at this time. Kylo Ren finds a device that leads him to Emperor Palpatine, who looks pretty good for having been dead for a few decades. Palpatine tells Ren that he created Snoke to lure him into the dark side. Rey is continuing her training under General Leia. After a few hiccups, she seems ready to go. Nothing too difficult. The gang heads out to find Lando Calrissian to aid them on this mission, but R2-D2 stays behind with Leia. During this mission, they must extract some kind of text from C-3PO, which wipes his memory. Now, why he couldn't just read it from his memory is never made clear, unless it's some kind of gimmick to try to build suspense. Then all roads finally lead to the showdown between grandfather and granddaughter, reminiscent of the final showdown between Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker in Return of the Jedi. Now here's my review. This was a valiant effort to redeem the franchise and end on a positive note. If you love great special effects and action, you'll love this movie. If you're looking for something a little bit more, you may have to look elsewhere. J.J. Abrams does a great job with action in all of his movies. However, the writing here is generic. There's not a quotable line of dialogue in the film. There is a constant reminder of how they all must stick together, and if they act as a team, they'll succeed. I was glad to see everyone back from the original trilogy. Even the Ewoks return, and that includes Harrison Ford, but he's not in it very long. But again, they were there only for moral support, and that's not a bad thing. But everyone's pep talks to their juniors included, "Stay strong, you can do it." And that includes Han as a memory to Kylo Ren, who's struggling between the good and dark sides of the Force, and Luke to Rey, who appears as an astral projection, like Obi-Wan did to Luke in the original trilogy. And speaking of Obi-Wan, why couldn't we have gotten a little prequel treatment here and bring Ewan McGregor on board for a cameo? The prequels may be maligned by a lot of naysayers in the media, but they're still an important part of the mythos, and McGregor was definitely a high point from those films. And a lot of fans do love the prequel series, and it would have been nice if the ninth film paid homage to the entire series, not just the original three. The film teases killing off a main character near the beginning in an effort to tug at our heartstrings. But after killing Han and Luke, I really couldn't feel a loss for any other character except for Leia, who does die in this film, but we knew that all along. That was the idea from the beginning of the series. Or Han would die in the first one, Luke would die in the second one, and Leia would die in the third one. We knew that, and with the untimely passing of Carrie Fisher, we knew she wouldn't be back. But the character I'm talking about wasn't even killed off anyway, and the supposed death scene, it didn't resonate, at least not with me. Plus the fact that this is the last film precludes any cliffhangers. Well, there actually is one, but I won't discuss that here. I'll see if you can figure it out. I'll give you a hint though. It involves Lando Calrissian and a new character. Speaking of Lando, it's about time they brought him back in the series. He was always one of my favorite characters, and they should have brought him back sooner. But better late than never, I guess. Maybe they were just saving him for the end so people go, "Oh right, Lando's back." And the octogenarian has just as much energy as the younger members of the cast. His voice is still crisp and clear, but the other aged members kind of sound like they're aged members. And I was glad to see Finn and Poe's characters treated a little bit better this time, even if the writers played it a bit too safe and didn't give them much to do except fly around and shoot lasers at other ships. I guess they didn't want to risk upsetting fans of these characters this time around and made them kind of like an interstellar Ponch and John from Chips. Remember the old California Highway Patrol Chips television series from the 70s? Yeah, it's kind of like a buddy cop type of vibe they've got going on. Now, Adam Driver does the best job of all the characters with what he's been given to to work with. His Kylo Ren struggles with the good and dark sides of the Force. He shows real remorse over killing his father and generates the most emotion from any of the characters. The C-3PO subplot, that didn't resonate either. Partly because they gave away how he would be back while they played that card, and it's pretty much the same thing that Star Trek The Next Generation did with the characters of Data and B4 in the movie Nemesis. Then we come to the finale, grandfather versus granddaughter, and it kind of falls flat. Palpatine dares his granddaughter to kill him, like how he dared Luke to kill his father in Return of the Jedi. But in Jedi, Anakin was redeemed. He showed genuine remorse for his actions, and Luke could see that, and we could connect with the characters and see their plight. Here, there's no remorse. If Rey killed Palpatine, no one would have cared. He's another one of those types of villains that's evil just for the sake of being evil. He has no qualities that we can relate to. We don't care if Palpatine dies or not. In fact, we want him to die. When Rey doesn't kill him right away, I didn't feel the tension the film should have brought. Palpatine goes on to draw energy from both her and Kylo Ren, who shows up at the last minute. So much energy that he attacks the entire Rebel fleet along with the Star Destroyers. The combined efforts of Rey and Ren. Whoa! That could be the name of a folk rock group. Anyway, back to the review. Their combined efforts defeat Palpatine before he can destroy the Rebel Alliance. Then the cavalry arrives to save the rest of the fleet. One wonders how a being that strong could generate so much energy and could so easily be defeated. But the universe is saved and everyone lives happily ever after. Whereas Rian Johnson bent over backwards to offend just about every fan of the original series and Last Jedi, J.J. Abrams bends over backward not to offend anyone and plays it really safe. The result is a lackluster, emotionless vehicle that tries to pander to the fan base. He's trying to woo back those who lashed out and formed the fandom menace. Will he succeed? We'll find out by next weekend as of this writing, I guess, when we see how far the film drops percentage-wise after the highly successful opening weekend. This was a valiant effort, but in the end, it falls incredibly flat. 2.5 stars, 4.4 rating from this comic book reviewer. I want to remind you to check out my franchises. I've got 2 going right now. It's Carl Vincent, Vampire Hunter. The latest trade paperback is Dracula Rising. Also, Adolescent Radioactive Samurai Platypi. Links to those are in the comments section below. Plus, there's links for other goodies like t-shirts, posters, and all that kind of stuff in the links below. There's a link to the Facebook pages as well. Go ahead and check those out if you like what you see. Give those Facebook pages a like. And if you love comics as much as I do, you're going to subscribe to my channel. Then ring the little bell to stay informed every time I post a brand new video of a topic or a review show. Again, subscribe to my channel, click on the little bell, follow the links in the comments section below.